Hello. So, when I first found out that I was going to host a panel, I did a thing that's most logical. I opened ChatGPT and asked it, what should I do? And basically, ChatGPT told me, be cool. Now, I'm not Tadia, so it's very difficult to beat that. Basically, I told ChatGPT, okay, but come up with a joke to loosen the atmosphere. And it came with the lamest joke ever. If you're an SEO expert, I'm sorry. It goes like this. Why did an SEO expert bring a ladder to his work? Because he wanted to climb to the top of Google rankings. Yeah, I know, it's super lame. It's super lame, but you know. Now, yeah, yeah. So thank you. But without further ado, I want to introduce my friends here. Stefan from BroWorks. BroWorks is a Webflow agency. They do all kinds of great stuff. And beside Webflow, they do a lot of like conversion rate optimization, basically everything that will take people to convert on your website. And then we have Ognjen. Ognjen is a close associate to Flow Ninja. He has his own Webflow agency, an SEO agency, Fuse SEO. So he is kind of platform agnostic. So it's not just Webflow, it's just general SEO. And of course, Ognjen comes from a very, very great SEO background, having worked also in e-commerce SEO. And today's topic is SEO becoming obsolete? Let me answer that right away. It doesn't. It's just a little bit clickbaity. And we're going to basically discuss what is going to happen with SEO, how it's shifting towards what we call AEO. Guy Elif had a great introduction to this, and we're just going to take a deeper dive into this topic. Okay, without further ado, let me get to the first question. So, Stefan, is SEO actually dying, or are we just mislabeling what's happening?
So I generally think that, hi everyone, it's just, I generally think that SEO is kind of changing in a way. It's still SEO. SEO and AEO are kind of overlapping a little bit, but I think it's different. Maybe it's too complex to go into too much details right now, but AEO, we can say it focuses more on topics, and they approach search differently, extract information maybe through HTML, while SEO can go through JavaScript as well. Focuses more just on clean declarative sentences and text in general. And obviously positioning is differently. You cannot create a page in a way that can rank for a certain keyword, extract the information in general. But yeah, I'm trying to go too broad on this. But yeah, in general, it doesn't becoming obsolete. It's evolving.
Yeah, I agree. Ognjen, what's your take on this?
Well, to be honest, I think this is the best possible time to be SEO specialist, because pretty much you gained a whole new channel that is working 80% same as SEO, and people want to give you money. So from that aspect, if you have done SEO correctly, if you have done the fundamental stuff that Guy told us in his first exhibition, you're safe, pretty much. You have to add new things, of course, like you're now speaking to robots, you're speaking to LLMs, they're crawling things, they use tokens, they don't use the same systems as Google, but at the end of the day, if you're doing SEO as a marketing channel, not just a standalone channel that is actually like trying to do hacks and stuff like that, I think that this is the best thing that had happened to you. And that's why some of the companies that have actually approached SEO as a marketing channel are already succeeding in AEO, even though that we didn't have time to figure out like what are the tactics that works and perform in AEO aspect. So yeah, I'm quite optimistic regarding this new channel that is coming. And I think this is just a filter, like who has done things how it should be done and who has chased like growth tactics.
Yeah, I share the optimism. I mean, like SEO has been evolving ever since it appeared like 3 decades ago. It's now evolving more faster than ever, but the basics are remaining the same. Yeah, and yeah, basically, I know that the title sounds a bit depressing, but we'll try to keep it optimistic here. So my second question here is this: is traffic becoming a vanity metric in the age of AI, or is it still relevant? Now, Guy Alif earlier said that clicks aren't as high as they used to be because people are mostly searching and doing their research on LLMs. So how are we going to treat traffic in the age of AI? Stefan.
Um, well, traffic is still important, obviously. Things are changing. Like Guy said, yes, we have less clicks. Well, for example, in our case, it was interesting because we got a lot of increase in impressions, like tripled in 3 months, but the clicks actually got lower. I mean, maybe they stay the same, but because impressions jumped so much, that's why you kind of feel like they're lower, which tells you that basically most of the people are using AI to search, which means that when you use AI, the AI doesn't click. It just goes to the website, extracts the information, and then provides you the answer. So in that sense, yeah, doesn't become a vanity metric. It's you need to see it from a different angle and different perspective. But yeah, I'll finish with that.
Ognjen, what do you think?
Well, I was asked this question a lot when I work in e-commerce, because you can get traffic, but is it converting? Which is something that Guy already told us about. And I think that is the best actually filter to see, is it vanity? Like, sure, brand visibility is a thing, and there is that aspect of brand visibility and why traffic is important. But at the end of the day, if it's not bringing leads, if it's not filling in pipelines, then it is a vanity metric. If you're targeting your ICP, if you are solving their problems with your solutions, then I think it's one of the most important aspects. Like, you have to have traffic in order to bring more leads. So it is a bit complex question because it depends, but definitely not a vanity metric. At the end of the day, at least it's a indicator that you're doing something right. And now it's just how to focus it to actually find our ICPs and how to make them to make conversion, pretty much.
Yeah, I deliberately made the question a bit open-ended. So what we noticed first when AI started, when LLM started, is the drop in the informational queries, right? So people, for example, we have this very successful blog at Flow Ninja. What is Webflow? So that's the name of the blog. That's the keyword we were targeting, and that's like super top of the funnel. People who like generally had no idea what Webflow is. And while they were clicking on the blog and reading, we could still offer them, like lead magnets, different like things. Hey, download this, download this. So if someone is an ICP, they would download it, and then we get like a lead. And this kind of isn't possible anymore. So in that sense, like the top of the funnel traffic is kind of changing, is disappearing, because why would someone click on a blog to read what is Webflow if they can learn everything they can in ChatGPT? And I mean, I really miss the good old days where the prose mattered and I had to put in the work to write a beautiful blog with a beautiful language and then have a beautiful little lead magnet and all works. But this is the part that's changed. But what didn't change is people searching for Flow Ninja's brand name. So what people would do is, if we are cited enough, either for top of the funnel keywords and we get cited for middle and bottom of the funnel keywords, someone would eventually either, type Flow Ninja in Google, and that's branded traffic, what we call. And if we see like a slight uptick in brand mentions, it's probably, among other things, because we are getting more cited and we are getting more visibility on LLMs. So yeah, it's changing, but yeah, at the end of the day, people might not like visit the blogs, but they will still convert if you appear well in LLMs and if you did your AO good. Great, thank you for the answers. So now we are getting to the real stuff. What are most companies still doing wrong right now when it comes to SEO and AEO?
Yeah. So I think that generally we still don't know fully about how AI search works. And we're constantly learning. I was talking to someone earlier that at the time that we were thinking about the topic, I had a completely different understanding about AI than I do now. And what was the question?
What are most companies still doing wrong right now when it comes to SEO and AEO?
So what they're still doing wrong is that understanding first, and that what I said earlier is that we understand how AI extracts information. It's not just having schemas and FAQs. I mean, that's okay, but that's just technical aspect of the site. If you ask me, I think it's more important to work on the off-page AEO, because there is, in my experience, there is cases with a lot of companies that their website is not technically adjusted to the AEO, like at all, but they're still appearing very high on search results, and visibility on Profound, for example, is high, citation is high, because they are mentioned by others. Because I'm looking at it from a way that on your website, you're saying what you think is the best, but AI also look for different paths where other people say, that you are good in what you do and you know things, and then connect the dots from all various different angles, and then tell you that your website is relevant, and when someone asks the question, and then the technical aspect is important, and then can extract information and send it back to you. So I think that generally we need to just improve our understanding, and I think the simplest way to do that is just ask ChatGPT.
Yeah, I agree. Ognjen?
I have a lot to say about this topic. First thing is, don't believe everything you see on LinkedIn. If it's screenshot from Ahrefs or if it's screenshot from Google Search Console without any data, don't believe it. It's a scam 100%. They just want to take your money, scam you, and that's it. Second thing, a bit more focused, is, again, focusing on those shortcuts about growth. It will work for a month or two. You can create a great screenshot for LinkedIn, but it's going to fall as pretty much even faster than it grows. Right now, regarding the AEO, I think is still chasing those top of the funnel queries because they are juicy. They have a lot of volume. If you have authority, you will rank easily. But again, vanity metric, it's not going to convert. You will have something to showcase to your leadership. But at the end of the day, if you have quality people, they will ask you what about money? Have we converted something about this? So I think that we have to go back to basics. So really understand our ICP, to really speak with them, what are their problems? How are we solving their problems? And are we positioning ourselves as a solution? Then again, test. SEO is always going to be a marketing channel that you have to test thoroughly. Because at the end of the day, each website is different. If something is working on one website, that doesn't mean it's going to work for yours, because you have a lot of factors to clue in, just starting from off-page authority, what kind of links you have, what kind of anchor text you have, and those kind of stuff. They are going to affect are you going to perform or not. So I would definitely start with going back to marketing 101. Speak with your clients, understand their problems, find your clients that you're most happy with, and just go ham regarding the questionnaires, fully understand them and see what is performing and double down on those things. So yeah.
Though there are several of all of your points are great, and I just want to add a couple of points. So what I've seen is traditionally for me, SEO has been a slow channel. Unlike PPC or paid ads where you just, pour the money in and you just get the results or you don't get them. SEO required this, what we call organic growth. So it takes time for your content to be crawled, indexed. And while AEO sped that a bit because crawlers now can cite your content as soon as you publish it, this slow growth process is still relevant. And I always like to return to that tale as old as time of a turtle and a rabbit, because in this case, SEO is the turtle, and PPC is the rabbit. That's what I want to use as a metaphor, because slow and steady wins the race. When you have the strategy, when you implement it, either it's a technical SEO, the on-page content, or building authority, as Stefan said, through third-party mentions, backlinks, and everything, this will inevitably bring results if the strategy is well researched and properly set up. But it takes time to get those results. And we live in an era where instant gratification is a must. And of course, I've seen our clients being very impatient, like, when are the results going to come? Or when I say SEO, they say, oh, screw SEO, we want full AEO, But AEO is still 90% a buzzword. It's still like most of it is still doing good SEO, doing proper content, doing proper backlinks, doing proper mentions, and of course having a technically pristine website, right? And so from that point, what I think most companies don't do well is that they try to be the rabbit, not the turtle, if they want SEO as a channel, of course. Ideally, they would be both the rabbit and the turtle, get PPC, test, then revert to SEO, right? But if SEO is the main channel, as is with Flow Ninja, it takes time. And this is, of course, an ongoing battle that I have with Misha. Not sure if Misha is here. Is like, just leave it some time. The results will come. And the results did always come.
Yes, I would like to jump in here because I think through the years of SEO, like, sure, it used to be really slow channel. Like, it used to take time to build up everything. And I think that is still true for new websites, because you have to create authority, you have to showcase trustworthiness to Google and users in order for you to rank higher. But if we are speaking about enterprise clients, I think that us SEO guys got a bit lazy. And it's, yes, sure, results has to pass some time in order to showcase. But I think that we have to become fast regarding implementations and execution. And that is something that has to fall on us SEO guys to push that things, because people don't understand it. Like, even if it's been 30 years since SEO has become a marketing channel, people still don't fully understand the concept about it. And I think that us SEO fellas have to start pushing our project managers or whoever is executing things, developers. That's why they hate us. Ciao, Juro. I think that we have to become a bit more accountable regarding, okay, we have to implement this as soon as possible, because it takes time for Google to crawl everything. But that should not be okay, we have time, we can go easy, we can just write one piece per month and stuff like that.
I just want to add up on the indexing for AEO side, because I don't think that's true that as soon as you add something, it's right away there. It is if you do the live browsing, which is asking AI to, you add a certain URL and you ask it to extract a certain information. And when you do that, yes, of course, it's going to give you a right answer right away. But if you ask a general question, then is when the indexing come in. Because it shows you the results. That's why it's very fast. Show you the result that were indexed before, but we don't have control when it's going to index. You can do that in Google. You can request that. For AI, you cannot do that. And it's different for every tool. ChatGPT is slower. Perplexity is faster. And the only thing you can actually do for indexing to have AI to actually visit your website much often is just to update your content regularly, and not only that, you also need to be to have a good quality content. Other people need to mention that they are kind of talking about you. There is a lot of layers to it, but I don't agree indexing is instant, and it's not. It also takes time. It can take who knows, like a couple of weeks, maybe even months. You don't know that. But you can kind of affect the way that with improving website and content, it's kind of like giving a signal to AI that, okay, I have something good and new, visit it and re-indexing.
Yes, I agree. And some topics are more prone to being seen as relevant if you update them more frequently. One such example is like we have this Webflow pricing blog, and I saw like an instant uptick in citations, impressions, and everything when we actually updated the pricing information of Webflow on that blog, which makes total sense. Of course, the pricing was outdated. We updated it, and of course, we returned our former glory of that blog. But I agree, like the freshness of the content has been more relevant than ever. And this kind of leads me to the final question I have for you today. Like, if you could start a SEO strategy, like when you're doing an SEO strategy, what is like the one different thing that you do right now and consider important that's different from like what you would have done like 5 years ago?
Well, to be true, I would start investing in PR rapidly, because that is the fastest way to actually get those mentions and authority, which is really becoming important. And the more important part is start creating your brand. Like that is the trustworthiness that is going to be beneficial for just not SEO and AO, but all of the other aspects of marketing. Second thing is I would start focusing on bottom of the funnel much sooner than it used to be. Before you had to cover top of the funnel and middle of the funnel so you can gain that authority. Now I think that because AO and LLMs are covering that top of the funnel aspect, I would start building from bottom up. So I would start executing, and this is something that I really want you to pick out from this panel, is jobs to be done framework, and start boring your SEO guys to start searching those things. It's pretty much creating content for a job that your ICP has to do, and you're explaining them how to do it, and of course positioning yourself as a solution. You ain't gonna see a lot of traffic on those kind of things, but you're going to pick up exactly people that you want and that you need for your company. I have already started doing this like a year ago since I have found out this framework, and it has done wonderful things for my clients. I would really like recommend executing those kind of things, and that will push you to actually do all of the things that I have mentioned earlier, like understand your ICP, and understand like who are you selling, and understand how you're positioning, and then start testing those kind of things.
Yeah, I fully agree on that aspect. I mean, every bit of it. What I would do differently now is that beside all of that, like first, obviously creating ICP, organizing, structuring all your content around that. I mean, we know that. But like Ognjen said, I think it's more important this off-page work. This is what push you much higher than anyone else. But for the technical aspect, beside all of these things that Ognjen just said, I would also structure toward AEO, obviously, which means that all the important pieces of information that you want AI to, that you want to be known to AI for, is to put them in a raw HTML so that AI can extract it much faster, in declarative sentences, obviously. And I think that just doing that is going to give you a mile away from everybody else, because people don't do that. Sometimes they just put features or a service or something in a animation that you don't see until you scroll, which AI is not going to see. If it's invisible, it's also invisible for AI. Or they just put it in JavaScript, which AI cannot read. So I would just, if you just pay attention to these couple of things, I think it's just going to bring you much higher up in rankings and visibility.
Thank you. I kind of agree with both of you. I am actively incorporating brand strategy in the SEO strategy, because in the age of LLMs, brands, as Guy Yalif said it, brands have become more important than ever, because, I mean, it's human psychology. If you trust a brand, you'll trust what they are saying. You'll trust if they are cited, you'll trust them. You wouldn't trust a brand that's called webflowagency.com. But like if it's like a keyword URL or something like that, with no brand build, with no no actual brand presence, but you would trust an agency that has a good brand like Flow Ninja or BroWorks or Fuse SEO. But brand has become more important because people trust brands as people trust people. And a source of if a source is not a relevant brand, a trustworthy brand, you would not trust it. And even AI crawlers wouldn't trust it as much. And this has been important for a long time, but it's more important than ever to have your brand stand out when doing SEO. So kind of doing proper content, proper technical stuff on your website, but also doing a lot of PR for your brand and getting a lot of mentions and, of course, backlinks. Thank you, Stefan and Ognjen, for this delightful conversation. Thank you.